know, I'm pretty sure you all know what game this is. And by now, during this holiday season, a lot of us pretty much got it. Even probably got it before then. But yeah, this is this is the digital free game. This is the digital full game download card for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. In case you guys don't know what these are, and I'm sure you do, these basically can be purchased at any store that you go to, whether it's Walmart, Target, GameStop, Kohl's, you name it. And the reason you can purchase them like this is it makes it a lot easier for you. One, you can also, before I get into that, you could also get it on the Nintendo eShop. Go there, get it online there you go. But, as I was saying, the reason it makes it a lot easier for people to go this route is because, well, let's just say if you want to get the physical game, or you want to get the game physically, depending on where you go, you gotta wait for somebody to open up a cage where the game is contained within to get the game and to get the game case, that goes with it. And that's why a lot of people are going down the route of digital. One, they don't have to worry about waiting in line or waiting for somebody to come up to the cage area while they're busy helping other customers. They could just go to where, let's say, the card section is or gift card section is in the electronics area, slip this off, and go to the front end, maybe a self-checkout or wherever, pay for it, and you get a code on your receipt that you can use at Nintendo eShop or wherever, the PlayStation Store, the Microsoft Xbox Store, wherever, to download your game. Now, that's good. But why do I bring that up? Well, just like with the other previous Smash Brothers games, mostly the more recent one before this, which was Smash Brothers for the Wii U, there was one thing that was added on that a lot of people enjoyed. In fact, a lot of people liked it. This is pretty much why Smash Brothers Brawl on the Wii was probably one of the more successful games in a while, because the original Wii, when it came out, allowed you to use the GameCube controller. The same controller you used for Melee when it was on the Nintendo GameCube. Now, of course, they did some revisions of the Wii to the point that you would have to get the adapter down the line to play the games, but that was about it. Now, the Wii U, of course, didn't have the side GameCube ports, and that's where, as I said adapters started to come into play. Whether they were officially licensed and distributed by Nintendo, officially licensed by Nintendo but distributed by third parties. Basically, they were everywhere. And this was a good invention on their parts. It really was. It was a good idea. Because yes, it did use the USB ports on the front of the Wii U, but it allowed you to use the adapter to play the game as you did on the GameCube. And a lot of people have pretty much said that the GameCube controller is probably the best way to play Smash Bros. Brawl. There is no doubt about that. There isn't. I mean, yeah, you could use the Wii U controllers or the Wii U and Wii U controllers, or the Wii controllers and the Wii U controllers, I should say, and the nunchucks if you want to go that route. Or you can buy a controller like, let's say, the Wii U Pro, which I do have, but I don't have it on me right now. It's in the guest room. You can use that to play the games as well. Now, for me, when I first got my Nintendo Switch, of course, one of the first games I got and had probably was the only game I had for a while was Mario Odyssey. The other two were that I got later on in the past month or so have been Deluxe, Mario Kart Deluxe 8, I should say, And, of course, the one I'm talking about here is Smash Bros. Ultimate. Those are the only other ones. And then, of course, through the eShop, I got the original Nintendo Punch-Out, the one that used to be in the arcades. But why am I talking about Smash Bros. Here? Why am I mentioning this, and why am I showing you the original GameCube controller? Well, when I first got my Switch, I ended up getting this controller, which was officially licensed and distributed, I believe, by Nintendo. This, to me, is probably one of the better ways to play games like Smash if you don't have a GameCube controller. This is the Legend of Zelda Link controller. This was distributed by Power A. Like I said, officially licensed by Nintendo, but distributed by Power A. And it's a pretty good controller. It really is. The only problem I have with it, and I'm sure a lot of people point this out, is it's sort of emulating an Xbox controller in a sense, but you have the A button right here and the B button down here, so that gets a little confusing when you're trying to play certain games like Smash Bros. Ultimate. But still, it's a good game to have, even when you're playing Deluxe. Oh, not Deluxe, but Smash Bros. Ultimate. But, just like the previous Smash Bros. Game, which was for the Wii U, Nintendo decided that a lot of people, through fan demand and fan response, enjoyed playing the Smash Bros. Series more so with a GameCube controller than anything else, which again would emphasize why Brawl and Melee, well, Brawl was one of the more successful Smash Bros. Entries during the Wii U era, or run as a console. And this is why, of course, Nintendo decided to answer the call by saying with the Wii U release of Smash Bros., they were going to give us an adapter. But now, Nintendo decided to take it a step further. Now, I'm sure they did this for the Wii U, but I'm not really sure. I think they mostly did the adapter, but I think they tried this at one time, but it was mostly adapter. But what they decided to do for this incarnation, by listening to fan response, is they decided to license and distribute on their own, or license and distribute via third parties, GameCube controllers for the Nintendo Switch. And I think you might also be able to use this on the Wii U, but I don't think so. But yeah, mostly they licensed the GameCube controllers for the Nintendo Switch. Take a look at that. And I'm pretty sure you could use this with any of the games. This is the Mario version. And what surprised me is my job, Walmart, where I work in Patterson, California, didn't have this. I would look in the glass case where they have a lot of the accessories. They do have some controllers. Heck, they have a Peach and Zelda pink metallic and turquoise blue controllers out for people to, grab and take to the counters to purchase up front, or even to the counters in electronics to purchase. But they never had this. They didn't have this. I was surprised by that. So I ended up Thursday, while I was waiting for my bus and I was doing some shopping. I decided, sorry for the pause, I was just looking at something here. I decided to go and purchase this. Now, the other one they had in stock was the Pikachu version. So I decided I was going to go with the Mario one, because you might as well go Mario if you're going to play Mario Smash. Now I know Nintendo has licensed and distributed, I think on their own and via third party, a controller that has the smash symbol on it. But still, this is basically a replica of this. And it has an option too. The option is a detachable stick design. So in other words, this little stick here on this is detachable. So you could put maybe a gray stick on there or something. So yeah, this little baby here, I don't know if you can see it very well, but yeah, let me get a focus, sorry. But this little baby here is detachable on here. So, with that said though, you're probably wondering, well, what does it look like? Well, let's find out, shall we? One thing about my job, or any job, they give you a box cutter. What do they do? Seal this thing completely in plastic? I guess they did. There we go. Just gotta loosen it up a little bit, you know. So, yep, it is open. And I like the fact that they give you a case to put it back in. Like, let's say you move or something like that and you have to go someplace. So, there it is. It's opened up. So, we're going to remove this. Whoa! And it's got some instructions. Of course, it does. It's got some instructions. I'm going to pull this baby out. And it's on a nice little Mario design, so I like that. That's pretty cool. Instructions. Yeah, just showing you. Oh, okay, here we go. It doesn't have anything on there. Oh, I see what it's saying. You can actually, according to what this says, you can actually detach this part. You can actually detach this part and replace the yellow with it. So I guess that's kind of cool. You can basically swap them out. What it's saying. That's what it sounds like it's saying. You can swap it out. That's pretty cool. So yeah, one of the things I like to do after I get something like this, I like to kind of keep the box intact a little bit. It's kind of a pet peeve my mom would have sometimes is, why do I keep the boxes? Well, if you got certain things that you feel are only good in the box, keep them. So let's take a look at this baby. And yeah, you can definitely tell that the I don't even have to untie the thing. You can tell it's long. But yeah, they basically say that you can, and you can see that right there. I don't know if you can see really well there, but you can see where you're able to unscrew them, basically. So, and the feel is pretty nice. It's like, you know, it is basically a GameCube controller that you hold in your hands. The biggest difference, though, and I can unwrap this a little bit to kind of show you that. The biggest difference, and mine's a little dusty, hasn't been used in a while. The biggest difference, though, is you only have one button in the middle here, which is your start button, of course. You have your start button, and that's the only button you have in the middle here. Here, though, to coincide with the GameCube, you have the buttons that you normally get. I mean, not GameCube, but to coincide with the Switch, you have the buttons that correlate with the Switch, like your home button. I think your what's that one? Your menu button. Oh no, your share button, and then of course your plus and backwards button. So you got your home button, your share button, and then of course you have the plus and minus. And overall, it's, like I said, the feel's very good. It feels like an actual GameCube controller. The biggest difference on the back, though, you could tell, is the fact that they added an additional L switch on the back. Unlike here, there is no Z switch or anything. You can kind of tell that the backs are different. Like the triggers are a lot more different than here. This is the original one, so you have the triggers here. So that's pretty cool. And then you have your Z button right there. So you have your right and left triggers, and then of course like you have your Z button right there. And then here you have your Z buttons. You have ZL. Well, actually you do have Z buttons, but you have your ZL, your ZR, and then your right and left triggers thing. So you have the Z and the L right here. You have your Z buttons right here, where originally you just had one Z button, which of course was the purple trigger up here. So that's pretty cool. The other thing, of course, the biggest difference is the connector. You can definitely tell it's meant for the Switch because it has a USB connector at the end, while this one had the round connection for the GameCube, or in this case, if you have one, the GameCube adapter. So, but overall, the feel overall, besides those few differences, definitely feels like an authentic GameCube controller. The buttons, like I said, feel really nice. You got your A, you got your B, you got your Y and X, so they feel pretty good. Feels very rounded. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, yeah, comparing it to this, you know, I probably will end up getting an adapter just in case down the line, but yeah, it definitely feels very similar and identical, with the exception is, you know, we have the additional not one but two Z buttons on the end, and yeah, I'm not saying this isn't bad. It's pretty good, but they need to switch out the button configuration from putting A with B and all that. So, you know, or B on one end, A on the other. So you kind of get what I'm saying. But yeah, definitely not too bad. So that's pretty much going to do it. And again, like I said, the cord is very long, reminiscing of a Switch as well. So, I mean, of a GameCube controller as well. So, overall, that's really all I'm going to say on the GameCube controller. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. And tell me, would you rather prefer adapter or the controller? And I'll talk to y'all later. Hey guys, little side note. I have to correct myself from the video you just saw. Basically, it does come, the GameCube controller, basically it does come with a detachable, I don't know if you can see it, it does come with a detachable stick, right there, control stick. So in other words, you don't disconnect this, you disconnect only this to replace it with this. If you feel like it. So they did give me an additional control stick, so like I say, to replace this with, and not use this. This is not detachable. This is for this. So just thought I'd bring that up real quickly, and sorry for that mistake, and talk to you later.